Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're looking at OnShape, and we are going to be placing parts into an assembly. If you're looking at this video, no doubtedly you have created some parts, and we're going to go ahead and put them together to make some cool and fanciful machines like this little rubber band racer. We'll go ahead on over to the tab and show you what we're trying to do. So, when you open up the OnShape Assembly tab, which you can find by coming down and choosing Create Assembly. There is also an assembly that is usually open whenever you open a new document. You can rename that assembly by right-clicking and choosing Rename. We're going to go ahead and put parts into it. So to place parts into your assembly, the Insert button will let you do so. Any parts that you've created in that document are readily available for you. You just need to root through your menu and find the parts you want. For this exercise, I'm going to go ahead and find my rubber band car parts, and there I have them. You can see them, previews of all of them. I'm just going to click those parts and click in space to drop them off, and you can get as many instances of the part as you want. So for example, if I want this chassis, I want one of those, no problem. I want this long bearing, I want one of those, no problem. I want this short bearing. I want two of those, no problem. I want this rail, no problem. I want two of them, also no problem. Bring them in, grab some wheels, and you can have as many of those as you want. You can also copy and paste these things once you've placed them in. So for example, I've placed all those and I've got wheel 1, wheel 2, and wheel 3. I can also copy wheel and paste wheel, which gives me wheel 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I'm not so great at the humor thing, but there you go. So that's placing parts in assembly. To move parts in assembly, just click on it. And you can drag it, so you can click, hold, and drag, or click on a part, and you can see there is an arrow that you can pull in a single direction. If I want to go just along that axis, grab the arrow. If I want to go in a different axis, grab a different arrow. If I want to move in a 2D plane, there's squares that I can just grab and move the part around flat. So this moves along the front face. This moves it around on the top face, on the top plane, and this one moves around on the right plane. It looks the same to you and me because we're in 3D space, but if I hit that, and I can't, you'll notice that I can only grab the front view plane. The ends of the arrows have little circles, which will allow me to rotate the part along an angle, and I can, of course, type in a specific angle if we want. Joining these parts together is a matter of using a tool called a mate, which I'll go over in another assembly, but essentially mates are these gadgets up here, which will let you lock components into position. So just to recap, what do we do here? We open up an assembly, so we went to the plus sign down here, click to create assembly, go to that opens a new tab, which we're going to right click on the tab name, choose rename, and give it any name we want. Then we can insert parts that we have previously designed by clicking on that part or clicking on the arrow next to the part name and individually choosing the pieces that we want to insert and then clicking in space to place those parts. Once those parts are in here, we can move them around as we need. Pro tip or hack tip or just beginner tip. It is much easier to move parts around if you're looking in the 2D space than the 3D space, because when I'm looking at them in 2D space, it's very easy to move them in exactly two directions and not worry about whether you're moving up, down, and front to back at the same time. Now, of course, as I said earlier, you can use this trident to move in just two directions as well, or you can use the arrows to move in just one direction. So good luck, have fun, and as always, keep being awesome.